Welcome to Hardcore TrickedVerse Season 1, where we make all of your hardcore dreams come true. In this episode, we will be exploring a village, finding diamonds, and finally getting our first diamond tools. Of course, I started the world by mining a tree. And then another tree. Bam bop. Axe, pickaxe, sword. Wow! I tested my sword. And I looked at the surrounding area to see what is new. And then I stumbled across a plains biome. I couldn't find a single cave, so I just dug straight down and mined for stone. As soon as I got 3 cobblestone, I started making a cobblestone pickaxe because I needed an upgrade. I then made 2 furnaces and full stone tools. And then I started cooking my pork and waited for them to cook. When I got back, I had a lot of the pork and it was mostly cooked. And since I had done a really good hunting trip, I took my 9 leather and made a leather tunic. Now this wouldn't be a TrickedVerse video if there wasn't something purple, so I took my red and blue dye and made a purple leather chest plate. Luckily for me, I stumbled upon a village, and this was really good because villages had beds, iron from the iron golem, and a bunch of wheat for bread. So of course I took all of those things. And since sundown was coming, I decided that was going to be it for day 1. The next morning I woke up very lively in search of mining. So with my 4 iron that I had gotten from the iron golem, I created an iron pickaxe and a shield. When I got to the edge of the cave, I realized that there was an abandoned mineshaft in the cave with a spider spawner. I killed a nearby skeleton and destroyed the mob spawner. I then searched the abandoned mineshaft to find out that the mineshaft had almost exactly nothing at all. The cave spiders underneath me were bugging me, so I jumped on top of one of them and surprise, he poisoned me. I almost died and I got so low that 1 tap would have killed me, but luckily I survived. Once I had the courage to continue, I walked along the road of destiny. Whee! I explored a nearby cave and found some iron. I crossed a little bridge of lava, fought some baddies, crossed another bridge of lava, and mined some more. I then searched the rest of the cave for anything good and finally spotted my first pair of diamonds. I blocked out the lava source and waited for the lava to flow down. And finally, I had my first taste of diamonds. Let's go! When I could see the sky, I realized it was nighttime, so I took a quick break in a bed. And that was the end of day 2. The next day when I woke up, I climbed up the rest of the cave, had some beef with the skeleton, and made back to my base. When I got back, I started placing down my furnaces and started cooking my iron. When I came back, I realized I had enough iron for full iron armor and tools. So I made that. Unfortunately, I had to throw away my purple leather chestplate, but now I was stacked, at least a little bit. I made a chest to store all my items and then put all my valuables in there. I then headed toward the village and cut my first recording. The next day I woke up not knowing what I wanted to do, so I just went back into the caves. After I slaughtered this pig. Sorry. This time when I entered the cave, I went to the left side of the cave and see what that cave had to offer. The cave was huge and I couldn't believe it was that big. I placed water so that I could get down safely and then come back up if necessary. And then I lit up the surrounding area to make sure that I would know where I came from. Immediately when I jumped down, I realized that there were 3 zombies after me. Then 4, then 5, and eventually there were just so many zombies I couldn't handle it. But of course, I did. Just like that. I killed a nearby creeper and then searched the whole cave when I found a pair of diamonds. Then another, and then another one. I was so lucky at this point, I just was laughing my head off. I had to fight a horde before mining it though. I fought a couple spiders and guess what? I found some more diamonds. I fought some nearby monsters, but eventually I got to mining it. I then explored the rest of the caves, fought some mobs, mined some more. Nothing really interesting clung on to me though, so eventually I started leaving the cave. When I got near the exit, I figured out that it was about to turn night, so I went to sleep. When I got back to the surface the next day, I was in need of an adventure. So I went and got myself some stuff. And here's how I look now. Pretty OP now, I think. I made some more bread and then continued my mining in the caves. I saw a glow squid die, but that was the only real check mark in here. There wasn't really anything else that was interesting, so I made my way back up. It was turning night, so I decided to sleep and call it a day, and that was the end of day 4. That morning I woke up, found this little weird thing, and then saved my coordinates and walked out. As soon as I was leaving the plains, I noticed the ruined portal just hiding over the treetops. So I started running towards it, but the treasure was garbage. Like, what is this? I took some of the obsidian from the ruined portal and then continued on my way. I found a little ravine, and since I was on a little bit of a coal crisis, I jumped to the other side and mined some coal that I found. While I was mining the coal, things almost went terribly wrong. Come on, just watch this. Like, come on, was that like the greatest reflexes in the world or what? I paused to contemplate what I just did. Let's watch it again, in slow motion this time. Before we continue along with the video, I just want to thank you guys so much for 1,000 subscribers. This is a big milestone for me, and I really hope that we can keep up the good work. So maybe we could hit 2,000 this time? Who knows? Maybe we'll get lucky. Let's continue on with the video. After that almost terrible accident, I explored the cave a little bit more, but quickly got out of there as I did not want another accident. While I was on my way, I realized that this could happen, and I also found a reservoir, which is pretty cool, by the way. There was a cave, but it didn't seem that big and didn't go that deep, so I decided not to check it out. But who knows? I might be missing out. Comment below if I should have gone into the cave. I found a mountain and started climbing it, but when I got to the top and looked over the other side of the cliff, it was just an ocean. So I decided to save that for later, as there could be an ocean monument or a shipwreck in there. A little bit later on, I thought I had found a ravine, but the world had tricked me. It was just a ravine, so I just walked around it and said nothing. Eventually, when I got to the edge of the forest, I found a spruce forest. This was good, because spruce was a really good building material, and in my opinion, the best wood in the game. So I started chopping down, like, a lot of trees. I got, like, an entire stack of spruce wood. Eventually, I found signs that I was near my base, or small base, I guess. I neared the ruined portal that I just left for trash a couple days ago. And eventually, I found my 2 furnaces and crafting table. And finally, I put my bed down because it was about to turn night. And that was the end of day 5. I hope you guys liked this video. This was by far the best video I made, in my opinion. So please like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton, and I really do appreciate it. This is for 1,000 views, and hopefully, pretty soon we can hit 2,000. What do you think, guys?